Season 6, Episode 6. After saving the Lisette from certain destruction, I am to meet up with Voyager in hopes of finding out more about the Vaadwaur in this next episode entitled Dragon's Deceit. The better we learn about the Vaadwaur, the more likely we have a chance of ending this conflict with less bloodshed. But based on what I've gone through in my career, that doesn't seem likely. But you always gotta hope. We are now entering the Cartella system. Alright. Setting course for Voyager. Don't want to overshoot it. Hail, Admiral Tuvok.
Greetings. It is agreeable to work with you again. The Vaadwaur have greatly expanded their reach since Voyager first encountered them. Their military capabilities have developed at a rate that Starfleet Command finds troubling.
Indeed.
An additional concern is that some leaders of the Vaadwaur supremacy have developed unusual physical characteristics. These individuals exhibit strength and resilience far beyond the norm for their species. The crew of the Lisette has shared their data of your previous encounter with one of the enhanced Vaadwaur with the Alliance. We have used it to devise several modifications to our weapons that may counteract their ability to reflect a portion of energy directed at them. I have provided the specifications to your crew, and they have already made the modifications to your weapons. However, these modifications are untested. It is unclear how much effect they will have.
Do we know exactly why these Vaadwaur are different?
Not yet, but we have found a location that may have the answers we seek. Officially, Cartella is a defunct mining colony. However, intercepted messages indicate that the lower levels of the facility are being used by Supremacy leadership for an unknown purpose. Your mission will be to covertly enter the base and gather intelligence on the Vaadwaur. We have made arrangements with Yadren to provide you with equipment you will need to approach the system safely.
Coordinates received, Admiral. On our way. Meet up with the Hazari bounty hunter.
The Hazari will provide a modified holo-emitter that should allow you to approach the planet. Holotechnology is unfamiliar to the Vaadwaur.
So far. Looks like they're in trouble.
If you don't want to blow this whole deal, help me with these Vaadwaur!
That deals with the Vaadwaur. Hail the Hazari.
Thanks for the help, but don't expect a discount. I wouldn't have been in that mess if I hadn't been waiting here for you. I picked up this device called a holo-emitter from a big-eared fellow named Quinn. It's programmed to replicate the appearance of a Vaadwaur freighter. I don't know the specifics of this technology, but it works and I'm delivering it. That completes my contract.
And if the holo-emitter works, why were the Vaadwaur attacking you?
It was my own fault. I should have activated it before I entered the system, but hooking it into our power supply was more complicated than Quinn said it would be. Alpha Quadrant tech has too many redundancies. Backups for your backups, and none of it matters because emergency power always fails in an emergency. Good luck. I'll wait here in case you make it back.
Thank you, Yadren. We'll be back soon.
Voyager will remain here with Yadren. With your permission, I will beam over to your ship in order to coordinate the mission.
Permission granted. Transporter room. Beam Admiral Tuvok directly to Yellow Springs. Helm. Set a course for Cartella Prime. Warp 8. Talk about going deep into enemy territory.
We have arrived at Cartella Prime. Your engineers have installed the holo emitter, and it is ready to activate at your command. We will need to infiltrate both automated and manual detection measures before we can reach transporter range of the planet.
Activating the holo emitter now.
Our first task is to bypass the automated security perimeter.
Bypassing security systems. I'm gonna guess. Security code not recognized. Alright, set a course for the first satellite. It says I need to override 5, but according to this I need to do 3 only. What I'm not gonna do, actually I'll do it right here. It's a short impulse jump. Just get me close enough so I can scan the satellite. I'll do the same thing for this one. It's a short jump. Just large enough to get me in position. Scanning the third and final satellite.
We have successfully breached the security perimeter. Next, we will be challenged by the orbital traffic control.
It's easy to fix up satellites. Now we got to convince them that who we are is legitimate. Contacting traffic control.
Unidentified vessel. Your transponder may be malfunctioning. Please transmit your ship designation and flight plan.
The Vaadwaur do not have a tendency for being tested and, what's the word I'm looking for? Delayed. So I'm just going to go right up to the punch. I don't have time for your bureaucratic nonsense. Continue to obstruct me. I guarantee you you'll spend the rest of your career mining rocks on the edge of nowheres. Are we clear?
You're cleared for docking, sir.
About time.
Now we must avoid detection from the Vaadwaur ships. The holo emitter will be essential.
Perfect. The power emitter's fluctuating. Don't want anything too rash. Alright. Regulating the power flow in Ferengi holo emitters can be tricky. Let me take a look. Because of my engineering expertise. Now that it works, the holo emitter's back online. I don't want to do anything too unexpected, so I'm not doing a full impulse jump. Not that it would get their attention, but I don't want to overshoot anything. We are outnumbered out here. May not look like it, but sensors say one thing, your eyes say another thing. At this point, I'm willing to believe my sensors than my eyes. We're getting close. Alright.
The tunnels beneath the planet are protected by a subspace scattering field that our transporters cannot penetrate. I have found a safe location at the edge of this field, but once you beam down, you will need to make your way through the tunnels to the base itself.
So I'm going down alone. Alright, I'm ready for transport. It's one of those things where if I don't make it, the Yellow Springs is ordered to retreat. Captain's prerogative. Be more comfortable if I had a hollow emitter projecting myself as something else.
You are just outside of the Vaadwaur security perimeter. I have accessed their internal sensors, so I will provide you with tactical assistance throughout your mission. Be wary. There is a Vaadwaur patrol just ahead in the passage that crosses yours. Nearby, you should see a console. Use it to override the blast doors and trap the patrol.
Already on it.
Be sure that the patrol is in the correct position before you activate the console, or this will fail. Logs at the facility indicate it is in poor repair and has suffered several mechanical mishaps. Use this to your advantage. Acts of sabotage that simulate equipment failures should not arouse suspicion.
Agreed. Got a grapple gun and an acetylene gas that'll let me knock out some of the guards.
I am detecting a Vaadwaur patrol ahead. Maintain your position until they pass.
Sealing the doors now.
That should keep the patrol occupied.
For now, at least.
I am detecting another group of Vaadwaur ahead. Access the security camera from the console nearby.
Accessing security camera. It's a miracle they don't see me.
If you overload that data tower, the Vaadwaur patrol will investigate. Program the door to seal them in.
Alright. Overloading the data tower.
Alert. Conduit malfunction on level 2, section Beta. Engineering teams respond immediately.
Excellent. Proceed cautiously.
Don't have to tell me twice.
There is a large drop ahead on your right. You will need a grapple gun to cross it.
Squads 14, 17, and 23 should report to the duty officer for new assignment.
You will need to incapacitate all of the Vaadwaur ahead. Insert the anesthetine gas canister I provided you in the environmental control console and alter the air composition.
This should knock them out.
Alert. Environmental control malfunction on level 2, section Delta 3. Engineering and medical teams, please respond.
There is a large drop ahead. You will have to rappel down.
Security team, report to Tunnel 2.
You need to traverse this cavern without the Vaadwaur seeing you and raising the alarm.
Easier said
To
than
do
done.
so, you will need to use your grapple gun, as well as take advantage of anything in the environment. First, you will need to reach the support platform. Shoot a grapple across and then zipline down. Sneak up behind that guard and incapacitate him.
Let's see, what do I have that could knock him out in one shot, if anything? Nothing really. I'll just shoot him.
advance further through the cave, you will need to disable the proximity sensors. That console should allow you to do so. Now, zipline to that outcropping.
Talk about getting a workout in. I'm not even on a holodeck. Ooh, I must have fallen. No big deal.
In order to exit this cavern without detection, you will need a distraction. We will need to move the Vodwar guards below and ahead of you, away from the next support structure. The rocks near you are unstable. Try to trigger a collapse. The way is clear for you to grapple to the next support structure.
Talk about freaking them out. Oh, that was close.
Make your way across the ledges to the outcropping near the next support structure.
Oh.
Grapple to the next support structure. Approach the guard and disable him.
Just like that. I'm gonna need something with a little bit more kick. Extending the walkway.
There are more guards at the other platform. Use your tricorder to reprogram the anti-personnel turrets near them to attack the Vodwar targets.
Another act of sabotage. Reprogramming turrets.
Attention. Malfunctioning turrets on Level 4, Section Beta 2. Security and engineering teams, report immediately to Level 4.
The walkway is offline. You will need to grapple across the gap. They are aware of your actions. You cannot delay.
Don't worry, folks, that's just a glitch.
Sensors are reading something large blocking your route through the cavern. Activate the crane with the nearby controls to move it.
Every now and then there will be some glitches. Just ignore them.
Not much further. There is another grapple ahead.
Not much further. I'm the one that's doing this, you're not.
There should be a place where you can drop down just ahead of your current position.
Oh boy, that
Now
looks
slip
bad.
quietly out of the cavern before the Vodwar see you.
Slip out quietly. After all, they are aware of my presence, based on what you just told me.
I am detecting some unusual signals coming from below this area. You must reach the bottom of the caverns. I recommend you overload a console to create a diversion, and then trap the Vodwar guarding the area in a force field.
Alright. Before I continue, I want to make a few modifications. I don't need to activate all these right away, except for that one. Just makes it annoying seeing all those things happen at once. It's got the Vodwar's attention. He comes to the console. He investigates. Now accessing emergency force field. And he's trapped.
Intruder alert! Commander Gallic, please respond.
Well, that didn't take long.
An intruder? I'll handle this.
Excellent. There's an anchor drone. It's like a small version of a tractor beam. I do have my mines that I can place out. All I gotta do is just draw them into them. Come on, big guy. Come on. A little bit closer. Let those mines get you. Okay, you're not going anywhere. Got him. What are the odds?
Finally!
Oh, perfect. I'm trapped.
Gallic? You will pay for killing Gallic! What?
Oh god. Those things. Kill it.
What was that thing?
Something you don't want to deal with. It's not just an ordinary bug.
You saved my life. I don't know why, but I am grateful. What was that thing? It crawled out of the commander. Was it controlling him?
I think so. Have you seen anything like this before?
Never. It's some kind of parasite, isn't it? What do you know?
There are Starfleet records of a creature like this from the mid-2360s. They're neural parasites that appear to retain some of the host's memory while also increasing the body's strength and resilience. When one takes over, though, the person the host was is gone forever. That's not entirely true, but who am I to argue with records?
Do you believe other members of the Vodwar are infected by these beasts? Could all of our leaders be contaminated?
Certainly possible. And these tunnels may hold information that will help us defeat them, if you're willing to help me.
I know my duty. I cannot allow you to wander freely through our compound. But I can't ignore this either. A temporary truce, then. I will accompany you, and if what you say is true, I must know how many of my people have been taken.
Very well. Follow me.
I think it went down that passage over there. It went down one of the cracks in the rock. We'll have to deactivate that force field to pursue it.
Oh, great. Now I gotta rappel down more. Deeper into the darkness.
It appears the creature has already left the area. I would recommend you scan the area with your tricorder. Perhaps it left a hormonal trace you can follow.
Alright. There it is.
I didn't know these caves were so extensive. Only the highest leadership is allowed down here.
Curious.
How did the Vaadwaur come into contact with the parasites in the first place? It has been many years since Starfleet encountered them.
I wonder how many of our leaders have been infected. Surely Gala can't be the only one.
It's possible it's more than you realize.
Based on Starfleet's previous encounters with the parasites, you should be extremely cautious. The creatures show remarkable cunning.
And they can fool a lot of people.
Give me an enemy I can confront face to face. This deception sickens me.
They are insidious. These creatures nearly ended the Federation.
Luckily they were stopped.
Although we have had our differences with the Vaadwaur, the Federation do not wish to see any species enslaved.
This area has always been off limits. I expected some kind of hive, but this is just a storage room. I see some of our stasis modules, which means there are soldiers who have not been rewoken. But the rest of this? Just supplies. There's nothing here that will prove what you claim. Perhaps this infection was limited to just one man.
I wouldn't be so sure about that. Look at those containers.
What was that thing?
Wait, did you hear something?
Let's investigate the noise.
Ah, I see you've met my little friends. They want to get to know you better.
What are you? How far has this infestation spread?
You have such a small mind. The joining will help. You will see everything we can be once we are brothers under the skin.
I don't think so. That would explain the resilience. Deploying mines. Ouch. Those mines helped out a little bit. But man, I'm taking a pounding. Has to be something else I can utilize. I'm deploying some support drones.
You think you are bested me? Mere mortals. Pathetic. We will rise again, and you will know our true might.
This ends now. I cannot allow you to spread this infestation.
Wait, just a minute. Oh boy. It cocooned itself. And brought friends. Oh great, now they spit acid. Alright, this thing wants a fight. It's a fight it's gonna get. I'm employing a cover shield, but like that'll do any good. Deploying more mines. Anything that'll cover what's following me. And yet he keeps bringing out more. We got the queen.
The Vodwar are alerted to your presence. You must leave the facility. But the subspace scattering field is still in effect. Find the controls and disable them. Find the controls to the subspace scattering field and disable them.
Although you have helped the Vodwar people today, do not believe this makes us friends, or even allies.
Will you come with us?
No, I must remain with my people. Perhaps I will discover more of what's really happening here.
Alright then. Until we meet again, farewell, Alex.
Your activities on the surface have alerted the Vodwar to your presence. They are beginning to inspect the starships in orbit. I would recommend returning to the ship immediately.
Agreed. Yellow Springs, 1 to beam up. We gotta get out of here and quickly.
The information you discovered in the base is troubling. While Starfleet knew the neuroparasites found on Earth sent a signal to deep space before they were destroyed, we never knew the destination of that signal. It very well may have been the Delta Quadrant. However, contemplating the ramifications of parasites among the Vodwar ranks must wait. The fleet protecting this planet has been alerted to our presence. It is only a matter of time before this vessel is discovered.
Alright. Helm, set a course for the edge of the system. Can't go to warp yet, that'd be too suspicious. Another little impulse jump. Nope.
Unidentified vessel. Your transponder codes are invalid. Security vessels are on their way. Please hold position and prepare to be boarded.
One moment.
There is only a 0.008% chance that this ship will survive a direct confrontation. One last act of sabotage may be what is required. I propose we swap transponder codes with another vessel. Given the aggressiveness of the Vodwar, there is a 68.4% chance they will turn on one another. We can escape in the confusion.
Alright then. All I gotta do is just pick one ship. Swap transponder codes, and then get out of Dodge. Warp us out of here. The fact that they're shooting at each other doesn't bother me one bit.
Well, you're alive. I guess that means the holo emitter did its job.
Not really. The holo emitter malfunctioned and we were almost discovered.
But it did work. Contract complete.
Very well. Until next time, Yudrin.
Excellent work. Now that we know at least some of the Vodwar have been taken over by the neuroparasites, we can form an appropriate plan of action. The one Vodwar who helped you, Commander Eldex, may be of assistance. It was clear that he was not aware of the corruption. With your permission, I will return to Voyager. There is much still to do before we will see the end of the Vodwar threat.
Agreed. Transporter room. Prepare to beam Admiral Tuvok back to Voyager. Another little impulse jump. Energize.
Thank you again. Live long and prosper.
Peace and long life, Admiral Tuvok. Helm, get us out of this system. Maximum warp. Well, that was interesting. Let's hail Alliance Command.
The existence of the neural parasite certainly explains the unusual physical abilities of the Vodwar, and perhaps their rapid return to prominence in the sector. You managed to take out 2 of their overseers, but I expect that more of their leadership has been infected. Perhaps this Commander Eldax can persuade more of his people to rebel against the infected Vodwar from within. But until then, we'll need to muster our allies and prepare to deal with this threat. We're not just facing the Vodwar anymore.
Agreed, Commander. Well, these items will become count-bound.
Hello. Would you have time to look into something for me?
Okay, folks, that was episode 6. I'll give you a sneak peek at episode 7. Things just get more interesting here in the Delta Quadrant. Alliances.
The data from your mission against the Vodwar shows they're a bigger threat than we ever anticipated. Our forces are stretched thin. The Alpha Quadrant Alliance cannot fight a prolonged conflict in the Delta Quadrant. We must work to form an alliance of species here. Admiral Tuvok and Captain Kim are working on a plan and have requested your assistance.
Happy to oblige. Okay, folks, I hope you enjoyed episode 6. I will see you for episode 7. Until then, this is Captain Chris Dorn, signing off.